Stupid, flouncy humans think they can trance all over our sacred ground. That burial mound is Mork's property, not some fishy-smelling lake eggs. Ruminant, stop whispering at me! I know! Come on, lads. We're gonna stamp these gits and send them running back to their pretty towers. I've had my visions from Mork himself. He reckons we do this, it's gonna sort my armour out real good, when I won't have to knock you all about. What's that? Yes, we'll go south afterwards. Let's go kill some knights.
Fellow Spartans, how you doing? And welcome back to another Total War Warhammer update video. And today we're going to be taking a closer look at the quest battle for AZHAG'S armor. The showcased video to us, or the video was showcased, I should say, to us yesterday by Creative Assembly. This particular quest battle, it's the Greenskins versus Bretonnians. And yeah, I was in two minds at first if I was going to actually do a video on this, because I thought to myself, well, you guys who are subscribed to me, my fellow Spartans, you'd have probably seen this already by now, either on the main YouTube channel for Total War or on various other Total War YouTubers who have covered it in their videos as well. So I thought, well, by now you would have got or made your own opinion of the battle. So what's the point of me doing it? But a few of you have asked it, which is nice to hear. It shows you care about my point of view, which is great. And there was a few concerns and points that were raised in the videos and the comments of those videos about certain things that they've seen in this particular battle today, certain worries that they've seen. So I thought, well, you know what, I may as well do a video on what I know and what I can share to you, what I can discuss with you, and hopefully it'll put your mind at rest in some ways, hopefully. So I'm not going to go into too much depth with the particular battle, because as I say, you've probably heard that already from other people and got your own opinions of that. So I thought I may as well talk to you about specific things that I've read about, as I say, in the comments of other videos. What I will say though is, obviously this looks fantastic, and we'll go into a little bit more detail in a second. The maps look amazing. What Darren's done here, this is, by the way, Darren and Joey who are playing this particular battle today from Creative Assembly. This is one of Darren's many playthroughs of this particular quest battle that he's done. He's played it differently, and in this particular playthrough, he can see here, he set himself up very defensively, because we were told in Rally Point 30, I think it was, when we were showcased, or when we were sort of teased this particular battle in that particular episode of Rally Point, when we were teased it, Joey said to us, you can either play it out two ways. You can be very offensive and try and push on the Bretonnians early on, try and take out their trebuchet, or sit back like Darren's doing here, try and endure the early waves of attacks that the Bretonnians do, and then once the time is right, then become the offensive army as opposed to the defensive army. Get my words out. So that's what Darren's done. He's nicely placed himself right back at the edge of the map. It's then made it that the trebuchets that the Bretonnians have got to move down the hill to try and get to his forces. And yeah, it's a nice sort of position that he's placed himself in. I would probably do that myself, because I'm very much a defensive player, and would have probably done, as I say, exactly the same as what Darren's has done on this one. It'd be nice to see how the battle plays out if you decide to be very much an attacking force at the beginning. So yeah, probably we'll experience that ourselves when we get hands on with it in April. So yes, there's three forces of the Bretonnians here. The main Bretonnian force, and then there's two units or two forces or expeditionary armies consisting of cavalry that the Bretonnians have got as well. So Darren's facing off against three armies essentially here today. But yeah, first things first, the environment looks fantastic. The maps are some of the best I've ever seen in Total War. The variation, the ambience of them are so fresh and so new to Total War. It is very, very, very promising to see. And if these maps can transcend from the single player quest battles like this across to multiplayer maps, then I'm going to be very happy indeed, because maps are really important in Total War, especially in multiplayer battles, and hopefully it will be like in previous Total Wars, like Artillery and Rome 2, where on the multiplayer mode, I should say, not in the multiplayer mode, on the multiplayer mode, you can select specific coordinates on the campaign map and then play out your multiplayer battles on those coordinates, and they'll be exactly the same as they would be if you're playing a single player campaign. So hopefully that will be the case on Warhammer. If it is, you will get to see from my side, from my videos, and hopefully when you guys play it as well, some fantastic battles, some great settings, great backdrops, and just really will be absolutely epic. So yeah, that's a big hope from me on that one. In terms of the graphics, that was a big thing that people were mentioning in the comments. This doesn't look good, this looks crap, it looks like it's got worse. And to an extent, I can see where you're coming from on this. I don't think it's Warhammer as a whole, I think it's just this particular battle that we've been showcased. And it isn't the graphic settings, because this will probably be played. I mean, in terms of optimization and how smooth this battle is playing out now, it's very nice. Quite smooth, not much lag at all, I don't think. This video is being played at 60 frames a second. When I play it back to you on my particular video, it'll be 30 frames a second. So, but still, it's not bad, it's quite smooth. The graphic settings will probably be at medium to high. If it goes from previous Total Wars, you'll probably have an ultra setting as well, but I think this is probably most likely most of it. By the way, this cavalry charge is fantastic. Look at that impact. I love the cavalry charges on Warhammer so far. It looks glorious. Very big plus for me on that one. The way the cavalry just launches itself into lines is absolutely amazing, and also the lines seem to hold very well in formation, much more than they did in Attila and Rome 2, so maybe less blobbing will be apparent in this game, hopefully. But yeah, going back to what I said, I think this is being showcased to us on probably medium settings, so obviously that's not going to be the best you can play it on. And also the problem is here, it's the filter settings or the lighting that we've got here. I think it's gone back to a little bit of what Rome 2 had when it was first launched. The lighting is too much. The colour or more contrast, more colour is needed. It's very washed out at the moment, very wishy-washy, very bland in its texture, sorry, in its lighting and its colour palette. Not nice to the eye in a lot of ways. Rome 2, as I said, had that problem early on. Only when the Emperor Edition came out that the filters were improved considerably and the lighting and colours looked a lot better. Don't be too alarmed with this, because this is an early beta build of the game. It was mentioned in the video by the team there, by CA, so things will have changed a lot from now, or from this build, to what they're working on at the moment. So you could find that the colours and things like that have been improved a lot. Also, YouTube is terrible at encoding videos. It compresses it down, it reduces the quality considerably. I have it on my videos because obviously when you're moving around, YouTube can't keep up with the processing of it, or it just basically degrades it a little bit. So this again isn't giving you the full flavour. I've played quite a lot of Warhammer so far, and I can assure you what I have played, I2 monitor there on the screen, right, physically playing it myself, it is a lot better. A lot better than this. So don't be too concerned. I think it will be improved a lot from now until we get our hands on it in April. And obviously, hopefully, if I get a preview build, I will showcase this a lot to you, a lot more to you, I should say. I will also go through the graphic settings. Oh, not my microphone then. Sorry, microphone. I'll go through my graphic settings and the optimization in separate videos that I'll cover on my channel. So, I'll go into a lot more detail when I get my hands on it. But for the moment, don't be too alarmed. I think it's not going to be the final product. Okay. In terms of things like arrow trails, you can see this white sort of band of streaks of white going across the screen. That's too much at the moment. I think Creative Assembly are aware of that. I certainly am aware of that. You guys are. The option already has been told to us that you can turn it off in the graphics options, like in previous Total Wars. I certainly will be doing that. If Creative Assembly do not do anything about it, I think they will. If they don't, there will definitely be mods that will be able to be put into the game, which will then reduce that down. It's happened in previous Total Wars. It can happen again. But I think, as I say, that will be changed from now until the final release. Also, you see on the banners that when Darren's selecting some of his units, like AZHAG there, it looks like he's routing because it's white, and that's because the light is reflecting so much off the banner that when he's selecting them, it's going like a routing unit would look. That is already being acknowledged by the team, so they are going to tone that down. So again, do not worry about that. That will be improved from now. Also, amazing. Look at that again, that cavalry charge. Fantastic to see. Also, the guard mode feature. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, guard mode was a wonderful little button you could click on previous Total Wars, and then it would seem to disappear with the outcry of the community in Rome 2 and Attila. It just disappeared. You couldn't select it anymore, and it meant that bloody units, after they defeated an enemy unit, would then start to chase down the enemy like they're doing here, but on their own bloody free will. And it really would piss me off because they'll break lines of my formation and start running over the battlefield when I'm not telling them to do so. But now you can enable guard mode. The units will sit there, they'll hold their line, hold their ground even if the enemy's routing, and you have that choice now. I mean, great if you want to take guard mode off. Let me pause the video here because you can see there, Darren, well played sir, heroic victory. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a second. But yeah, you can have that option now. You can click on guard mode, or if you want to take it off, you want guard mode off so you can have your units chase the routing enemy, that's fine, it's your choice, but at least that's back. Awesome. Some really great magical spells you could see in the battle there. The Vortex of the Purple Sun by AZHAG looks absolutely fantastic, and also you'll probably seen throughout the battle the balance of power bar at the top. Next to it they had like a mana pool, or a mana balance of power, and that showed to you how much the enemy and how much you have got in terms of mana usage. So that's quite a nice indicator to see how much you can use on the game. The magic spells look fantastic, not too powerful, not too overpowerful I should say, so that's been nicely taken into account. It's good to see that's in place, that you can't have magic completely just destroying everything and everyone. We want to have it in check, and it seems to be that's the case. So yeah, nice to see that. Also, I'm trying to see if anything else. Yeah, I like the AI's movements in this battle. You notice earlier on with the Yeoman Cavalry, they were able to get round the back and to the sides of the greenskins. So because of that, they could get round the rear and flank quite effectively. So it's good to see that the AI have got a little bit of brains behind them so far. So that was good. This is being played on hard difficulty. So yeah, well done indeed there, Darren. Heroic victory on hard difficulty was quite a good playthrough. That defensive positioning early on did seem to play in his favour. So yeah, nice to see that was the case. Interesting, as I said, to see what it'd be like if the army was offensive at the beginning, how it would have played out. Would he have got a heroic victory then? Would it have been to his detriment? Who knows? We'll get to see, as I say, when we play it ourselves. I felt the map was quite small, quite condensed. I've seen that in previous Total Wars, especially Rome 2 and Attila again, where maps have gone a little bit smaller. It has been to the detriment, I feel, of the player in a lot of ways, because it's not allowed you to manoeuvre troops as effectively as you could do with trying to flank around with your forces as you wanted to do so. But again, this is just one map. It could be that a lot of other maps are going to be a lot larger in size. I mean, this is quite an elevated and varied terrain map. In the cliffside at the back there, quite high up, and there's low ground here. It could be that when you get much flatter battle maps, it could be that you'll find that the sizes will be increased considerably. Who knows? Trebuchets looked fantastic from the Battalions. I thought there looked absolutely amazing from what we could see there. The design is fantastic. I thought the speed was a little bit a little bit fast. I thought the speed of these battles could be slowed down a little bit. Maybe about 5 more minutes would have done the trick. I think that played out in about 8 minutes, that battle did. So yeah, it could be slowed down a little bit. Maybe it's the way Darren fought it. You know, as I say, he got an heroic victory there, so well done to him. Maybe it's the way he played it meant that the Bretonnians could not break through and they just routed quicker than usual. But maybe, yeah, the speed of them could be a little bit better. Who knows? It may be changing. Again, balancing is always being taken into account. They mentioned that in the video, that balancing has always been tweaked, so that could be that we'll find that again, speeds of battles could be slowed down from now until the final build as well. And pretty much that is where I'm gonna wrap up the video. Really, not much else to say that I wanted to say today. But yeah, this was an early quest battle, so you'll have seen very early units for this one, more so than later on, because with the more developed quest battles, I think this is quite early on in AZHAG'S quest chain or in the campaign. So these units on display today were more basic, more lower tier units. The yeoman cavalry from the Bretonnians were not like you would see later on, where the Bretonnians were quite renowned for their heavy cavalry, their chivalric sort of Grail knights that they've got, heavily plated armour. Cavalry they have at their disposal later on will be something we'll see hopefully down the line, because at the moment they were much more basic units. And again, the greenskins only had the wyvern. Apart from that, there was no monsters in their build. So again, early tier units on display. That will, as you've seen already, be not the case later on. We'll get much more grandeur units and epic units at our disposal as we carry on. So that was why you saw the more basic infantry and units and cavalry for this one. But yeah, that is it really, ladies and gentlemen. I am impressed. Lots of work, of course, left to do, and these guys know it. CA are working very hard, and up until the final release day, I'm sure of that. But I wanted to really talk to you a bit more about some people's concerns today, and that's why I did this video in the end, because I didn't think I hope, I should say, you haven't got too much to worry about. Okay, so let's say fingers crossed and watch this space. I've played quite a lot of it, as I say, and what I've seen of it is much better than this video and the quality of this video and what YouTube has shown to us in its rendering and its encoding. So yeah, rest assured, I feel will be a bit more pleasantly surprised than this. Anyway guys, let me know, of course, your comments down below in the video. Let me know what you think of it, your thoughts on everything you've seen, what I said today. If you disagree with anything, please do share it with me. I'd like to hear your thoughts as always. And yeah, very exciting times. I'm looking forward to the Ides of March, the 15th of March, because that's what's been teased to us. Hopefully that will be the final or the showcase we've been waiting for the vampire counts. The wait will be finally over, I should say. So that will be very interesting. So yeah, I can't wait to see what will be showcased to us from now until the 28th of April. Very exciting times to be a Total War fan, I can tell you that. But thank you as always so much for watching. But until next time, this is Warrior Spotter for now saying farewell.